We're here with Simonida Stankovic. She's an ethnographer. She's also a musician, and in fact, she was also one of the forces behind UN Day a few years ago when she was presenting the cultures of different ethnic groups of Serbia. I think what's interesting about the work that you've done so far is that you're saying that there's not just one culture in one country, one society. In fact, some of these cultures may even be vulnerable or be at risk because the populations are shrinking. What can you tell us right now about the state of culture in Serbia in terms of the different groups there are, how there are so many, for example?
Well, I can tell you that we don't see these things in such a strict way because all groups, local communities, no matter are they various Serbian communities, groups of Serbs who are from different parts of Serbia, who are culturally different, or Serbs who emigrated from other parts of ex-Yugoslavia and now live here, maintaining their cultural heritage, together with other local groups who might belong to other ethnicities or religious groups, but who somehow are deeply connected culturally, and no matter which ethnicity they are at risk because we are talking about intangible cultural heritage, of the very ancient provenience, the roots actually of old Europe.
When you talk about different groups of people moving into Serbia because of the conflict that's going on,
Yes.
there's been a lot of migration, there's been
Yes.
a lot of movement,
Yeah.
and with that movement comes new cultures into an area. Is there a problem of different peoples, different cultures getting along, and there being tolerance and acceptance
Well,
of cultures?
I must tell you that most of these people who moved from different parts of ex-Yugoslavia, since they were Serbs by nationality and of the Orthodox Christian faith, they belong to the same ethnicity and religion as the majority in Serbia. So in that sense, they didn't have problems. But yes, in terms of mentality, because you know, like in Italy, if you have people from south moving to Milano, from Sicilia, Napoli, you do have these certain, special, sometimes even misunderstanding. It has nothing to do with nationality,
Sure.
but with different mentalities of the local communities.
And that's a cultural thing.
Cultural thing, and it has nothing to do even with culture of Austro-Hungary or Ottoman Empire that were sharing Serbian nation throughout centuries. So, for instance, if you're a Catholic or a Muslim from the Austro-Hungarian part, you are more similar to a Serb from that part, or from Vojvodina, than different nationalities living in the south of ex-Yugoslavia, who were more southern types or more under the influence of Ottoman Empire or other influences. So this is really not about ethnicities, but about culture. Yet, I must say that Belgrade, who has this specific cosmopolitan spirit, gave opportunity for all those local communities to express themselves. What we are doing is to try to present them, particularly when United Nations or UNESCO are doing the projects. Oh, excuse me. That United Nations are perfect frame to expose not only the multicultural society, but also the real roots that belongs not only to Serbs or to other groups, but to humanity.
Well, what you're saying is interesting because you're saying once you accept the differences of all these different cultures,
Yes.
the next question is, and which is why we're here today, is how does culture play a role in development and moving forward as far as the development of society goes? And that's the real challenge.
Well, for that question, I can tell you something very positive because we really can say that we do maintain the cultural heritage really alive because all these people never stopped to do what they're doing. It's not like you come to some distant tribe and then you're trying to reconstruct something. No, it's really never-ending story, and the young people who are descendants, who are daughters of those people who emigrated or who are here living in villages, they are continuing that. So we have these special types of groups. We call this kulturno-umetničko društvo, which doesn't sound really good in English. It's cultural artistic society. Actually, it's not. It's a local community that is gathering 3 times a week, singing, dancing, playing ancient instruments, like you have in Mongolia or in some tribes in, I don't know, Middle East, and it really exists in the very heart of Europe. In that sense, Serbia is one of the most interesting places. And please do come and see how do they practice that. It's really not sustainable, but it's absolutely living and it's very expressive.
Simonida Stankovic, thank you very much.
Thank you.